Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Potato Plays here with another tech spotlight, the 7th in the series, and this time we are talking about Draven Glorious Executioner. So let's get right into it. Draven Glorious Executioner says when you win a combat, draw 1. So this legend ability is really strong. I think this is probably one of the strongest legends in this set. And let's just say that because we are recording this after the Houston regionals, there's gonna be a fierce competition between Draven and Annie for the top legend for Fury and Chaos. They are very similar in a manner that their ability is really simple. They don't have like, it's simple and generic, and there's not like a big deep synergy of things that you can do with it. You just have to be good in combat, that's all. But that's all this game is about. You're trying to score the points to win the match. This ability is really simple. There's not much about it. For the battlefields, as you actually for the runes in this deck, we are running a lot more Fury runes than Chaos runes. You'll see why. I basically don't have any power costs that are purple in the main deck. I have some on the sideboard, and that's why this is not like 12-0. There could be an argument for that, and maybe for Seal of Rage, but yeah, we'll see. There's still a lot of brewing to do with Draven, and where do we want to push this deck to or towards. But we have Zone Warrens, Dreaming Tree, Reverse Row, pretty standard for Annie and Kaisa. Somewhat this could be the arena's greatest, and these would be the 3 battlefields of Annie. And I wouldn't be surprised to be running the arena's greatest here. It's just that we want to save our Kaisas and other Fury good units, so that's why we included Reverse Row here. So next up we have Draven Vanquisher. It's gonna be our chosen unit. Draven Vanquisher says when I win a combat, play a gold gear token exhausted. When I attack or defend, you may pay a Fury rune. If you do, give me +2 might this turn. This Fury rune is just shipping it to the bottom. It can be a rune that's already tapped. You can float this energy to pay for some other costs. But yeah, this champion has the cool upside of not costing any power to play. It pumps himself on the turn he wants to attack, and it pays you with a gold token for your troubles. Then we are running 3 stack deck, 3 cleave. This is pretty standard. If you go look at the Houston regional Annie list, this is basically any list with Draven. We're just testing out some new cards that you can only play with Spiritforged and with Draven specifically, because we are getting to Spinning X. So let's talk about it. So this is Draven's signature gear. It's an equipment. It has quick draw, meaning you can play it at reaction speed on your opponent's turn. And it has equip for 1 power. It gives 3 might, which is quite a lot. So it makes your 2 powered units into 5 power units. And then it has temporary, but this temporary is unlike the other gears and other units we've seen. Usually temporary just kills the unit at the start of the controller's beginning phase, but this one says if this is unattached, meaning This will only die if your unit gets killed on your opponent's turn. Because if you can attack, you trade, your unit dies, this unequips, you can equip it to other unit, it won't disappear. And you can just keep the X going. And for example, you can also play this on your opponent's turn to blow him off in a turn you're defending, and then you untap, you play a Kai'Sa, you equip it to your Kai'Sa and you swing in, or you play your Kai'Sa tapped, you equip this to your Kai'Sa anyway, because you don't want to lose the X, and you just set up an attack for next turn, but your Kai'Sa has 7 might. Now your Kai'Sa won't die to Singularity and other removal that goes to base. So you're basically free to go after you equip this to a unit in base, because they won't die that easily. Next up we have Scrappy, because we are playing Zone Warrens, they go out after Sideboard, just like in Annie. Then we have Traveling Merchant, Vi Destructive, Pouty Poor, Ride the Wind to use with Vi on the late game. We have Fight or Flight, and then we have Rengar. So Rengar is also a new card from Spiritforged. It's a 3 energy, 1 red power for 3 might unit, champion unit, that has reaction, so you can play it mid-combat, you can play it on your opponent's turn, even though for what you're gonna read next, you probably wanna play it on your turn. It has Assault, Assault 2, so it gets +2 might if you're attacking, and it says I can be played to a battlefield you're attacking. So if you attack with something, you can then add Rengar to the mix and basically play it on a battlefield mid-combat when you're attacking. Yeah, the card seems pretty strong. I'm not sure if it is strong enough, but it's in this deck, so we can test it. Then we have Void Seeker, which is standard with removal, and then we have a card that I've been really testing because I find it to be fascinating. It's a 3 energy equipment that has an equip for another energy and 1 power, and gives +2 might, and says my old effects are also conquer effects and vice versa. So why am I trying this in this deck? This can do 2 things. This can give Kai'Sa's ability that says when I conquer draw 1, to make it a hold ability also. Might be relevant because we are playing around with Ride the Wind and other stuff, so you can actually try to hold on your opponent's turn. Kai'Sa will be a 6 might unit if she's equipped with this, and making this ability also an old ability might be relevant, but this is not the reason why the spear is in this deck. It is Dunebreaker. So Dunebreaker is a 7 energy, 1 red power for a 7 might unit that reads, if you have 2 or fewer cards in your hand, I enter ready. When I hold, draw 2. The objective here is using the spear to make this a 9 might unit and making that old ability actually a conquer ability. Because making conquer abilities old abilities ain't that good, but making old abilities into conquer abilities is amazing. So because old is usually hard to make, this draw 2 is not very relevant, but because you can make it into a conquer ability, then suddenly this becomes really, really interesting. And this is why the card is in the deck, and that's why I am testing it. I haven't been able to pull it off yet, but I have not put many reps with the deck also, because I've been recording the videos and making the lists and some have been receiving more love from me than others, and I think Draven is very, very strong, but the list kind of makes itself out, and fine tuning will be done for in the regionals in China probably before we even get the set, but we'll see. But yeah, I think this 2-card combination is very, very interesting. It's hard to pull off, but if you can manage to pull it off, it's gonna be bonkers. So then the sideboard, it's just really standard. I'll just pull your attention to Thermal Beam, which is a card from Origins, but will obviously be very, very good in this set. And then Draven Showboat, that you can actually trade with other Draven if you want. But this is here for matchups in which creatures get really big and your opponent is not all that aggressive. So Annie usually put this Draven in when it had to deal with Aurora decks with big creatures. And this one is here for basically the same reason. I included Mind Splitter and Rebuke here, but honestly, I think the deck could survive without them and go almost full head. Just play Fury cards, because as you've seen, all the cards that cost power are head. I wouldn't be surprised if you could just make a Fury deck with Draven and ignore Chaos cards. Probably like this Rebuke could be a Fight or Flight and something else in Fury, and Mind Splitter could also be something else in Fury probably that does not take power, and you could run a Mono Fury Draven deck. But yeah, this is my thoughts on Draven. I'd like to hear yours in the comment and whatever you've been testing. I've seen quite the extensive comments in some of my other deck videos, and I like to discuss and reply and talk to you guys about what we've been playing and testing and deck ideas and philosophies, because sometimes we develop a deck with something in mind and other people do it with other thing in mind, and the lists turn out to be quite different based on the philosophy of what you're trying to achieve. But yeah, that's about it. This is gonna be a quick one because, as I said, this list kind of makes itself. Draven will just play the best cards in the sets and be fine with it because his ability is amazing. Let me just call your attention to something. This is when you win combat. Combat is whenever you create a showdown, so even if you attack an empty battlefield, you are winning combat. Even if you fight or flight your opponent's creature back, you won a combat. Yeah, this ability is really, really nuts. That's why I included 3 Ride the Winds, because if you can grab points on your opponent's turn, you also get to draw cards. Yeah, this ability is really, really powerful. I'm not surprised if Draven turns out to be just the best legend in this set. But meanwhile, we're going to be talking about all the other legends that we have left. See you guys on the next one. Bye!